The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,210,663. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 22,475. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 6,903, with total confirmed deaths at 186. We anticipate those numbers to increase as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhiannon Trutanich. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, March 16th. 1 year ago today, Los Angeles County officials announced its first lockdown, a safer at home order, as the number of reported novel coronavirus cases were growing at alarming rates. The first case of COVID-19 was reported in LA County on January 26, 2020, and over the past year, nearly 1.2 million people in the county have now tested positive for the virus. In Monday's press conference, Los Angeles County Supervisor Hilda Solis said it was a time of anxiety for our county. Grocery stores experienced long lines for residents, but eventually the streets cleared and people stayed home, concerned about when they'd see their loved ones next. In so many ways, this moment in time feels like just yesterday. On March 16th, the first county health officer order was issued, shutting down businesses such as restaurants and bars and banned any kind of large gatherings. Weddings were postponed, people began working remotely, and the freeways were nearly empty during what would be peak travel times. Mayor Eric Garcetti of Los Angeles, one of the most populated cities in the country, tweeted this morning saying, "1 year on, we mourn and remember each soul taken too soon, and we remain resilient and determined to end this pandemic together. Strength and love, Los Angeles." And to honor the lives lost to the coronavirus, the Los Angeles City Hall will be lit up in red tonight. The city of Torrance also responded swiftly early on in the pandemic, proclaiming a local emergency on March 12, 2020, followed by a safer at home order, which was issued 1 year ago today on March 16, 2020. The closure of local beaches, parks, schools, guidance to social distancing and avoiding gatherings, and closing of non-essential businesses also came shortly after, all during the month of March. And 1 year later, Los Angeles County is seeing promising trends as the number of new coronavirus cases continue to decline and more businesses receive the green light to reopen beginning this week. A new program launched by Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department hopes to get homebound residents in the county vaccinated without ever leaving their homes. It's called Operation Homebound, and the goal is to get disabled people, the elderly, and those too sick to drive themselves to a vaccine site the much-needed vaccine. Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy paramedics are traveling around the county administering the Johnson & Johnson one-dose vaccine. It's estimated that 10% of residents in Los Angeles County live with some sort of disability, whether it's mental, physical, or emotional. LA County Sheriff's officials say it's about equitable vaccinations, and this is one way to get it into the arms of those who may not otherwise have that chance. Well, Los Angeles City-run vaccination sites will have more shots available as soon as 55,000 first-dose Moderna vaccines are expected this week. Along with this week's Moderna shipment, 7 city-run vaccination sites and 8 mobile clinics will distribute the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine they received last week. The city's mobile outreach for vaccine equity, or MOVE program, also plans to deliver about 7,000 Pfizer doses to residents in neighborhoods including Pico Union, Van Nuys, Sunland, Tahunga, Vermont Square, Koreatown, Boyle Heights, and Chinatown. So far, this program has inoculated close to 24,000 residents, with more than 90% of those shots going to people of color. County and state officials say with the expansion of vaccine recipients this week, an influx of vaccine doses are expected, including additional shipments of Johnson & Johnson vaccines in April. There are many ways to get an appointment. You can go to vaccinatelacounty.com, coronavirus.lacity.org/vaxappointment, myturn.ca.gov, as well as checking out the city's resource page, torranceca.gov/COVID-19. If you're looking to book a COVID-19 vaccine appointment, Facebook may be able to help. The social media giant announced plans to help get 50 million more people vaccinated, and they plan to do it with a new tool in their online COVID information center. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the tool will show you when and where you can get vaccinated and give you a link to help you make that appointment. Facebook is partnering with Boston Children's Hospital, which runs the website vaccinefinder.org, which offers the tool that identifies places nearby to get the vaccine. They're also working with health authorities and governments to expand their WhatsApp chatbots to help people register for vaccines. More than 3 million messages related to COVID have already been sent by governments, nonprofits, and international organizations to citizens through this app. Zuckerberg says they also plan to bring the COVID Information Center to Instagram as well. Moderna announced they are in the early stages of studying a new COVID-19 vaccine candidate, one that could be stored and shipped in refrigerators instead of freezers, which would make for easier distribution in developing countries. The study will also assess the safety and immunogenicity of the next generation vaccine, designated as mRNA 1283. They will be given to healthy adults either as a single dose or 2 doses 28 days apart. The biotechnology company announced last week that the first participants of the study have received the modified COVID-19 vaccine designed to also address the need for a potential booster. Moderna also announced plans to enroll nearly 7,000 kids to take part in a new trial to test the COVID-19 vaccine on children. This makes Moderna the first U.S. vaccine maker to test its vaccine on infants as young as 6 months old. Moderna's therapeutic head of infectious diseases, who is also a pediatrician, Dr. Jacqueline Miller, said there will be 2 parts to the study. The first part is where we find the appropriate dose of the vaccine, as children will need lower doses of vaccines than adults. She said, adding that the first age group in the trial will be children ages 6 to 11, followed by children ages 2 to 6, and then lastly children 6 months of age to 2 years of age. Both Moderna and Pfizer, which received emergency use authorization from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in December, have already enrolled children 12 and older in clinical trials of their vaccine and hopes to have the results by the summer. Johnson & Johnson, the third vaccine used in the U.S. to combat COVID-19, has not announced whether or not they plan to test its vaccine in children. So far, more than 70 million American adults have now received at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, which is about 28% of the U.S. adult population. And at least 16 states, including California, are not allowing those 16 and older who are considered high risk to receive the vaccine. Los Angeles residents impacted by the pandemic that are having a difficult time paying rent may be able to qualify for the 2021 Emergency Rental Assistance Program at the end of the month. The Los Angeles Housing and Community Investment Department announced this week that people needing help can apply beginning March 30th. The department plans to provide a total of $235.5 million in state and federal funds to support LA renters and rental property owners. The program is open to all low-income renters in Los Angeles, regardless of immigration status. Applicants must have a household income at or below 50% of the area median income. Priority is said to be given to households with incomes at or below 30% of the median income in the area. Now, there are 2 options for eligible applicants to receive the funds. Either payments can be made to landlords at 80% of the unpaid rent accrued from last April until the end of this March. Under that option, landlords must waive the remaining 20% of the unpaid rent. The second option is for eligible renters who have landlords that decline to participate. Then the program can pay 25% of the tenant's past due unpaid rent, as well as up to 25% of the tenant's upcoming future rent for 3 months through June 2021. Now, to learn more about the City of Torrance's Housing Assistance Program, go to the city's website, torranceca.gov, and search rental assistance. Universal Studios welcomes back fans this weekend as they kick off the Taste of Universal event. For a limited time and only on select Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, guests can come and enjoy a unique dining and shopping experience throughout the upper lot of Universal Studios Hollywood. With the price of admission, adults get to choose 5 menu items from several eateries in popular destinations within the park. Those items can range from appetizers to entrees, beverages, and desserts. Now, this partial reopening will not include access to rides, shows, or attractions, and has been designed to offer physically distanced fun with enhanced safety and sanitization procedures in place. While the month of March is already sold out, tickets are available for the first and second weekends in April. City flags will remain at half-staff through the rest of this week until sunset this Friday, as funeral arrangements have been made for Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Thomas J. Albanese. The 41-year-old motorcycle deputy was killed in a collision in Lakewood earlier this month while attempting to make a traffic stop. Albanese was a 7-year veteran of the department and leaves behind a wife and 2 children. Albanese was also a U.S. Marine Corps veteran who served 4 tours of duty in Iraq. He joined the Sheriff's Department in 2013. Memorial services are scheduled for Friday afternoon. The Torrance City Council will meet online tonight to discuss city business. On the agenda, items include a proclamation declaring the month of March as American Red Cross Month in the city of Torrance. The city manager will also give updates to the city's COVID-19 response and recovery efforts. There are also a number of administrative matters that are scheduled for tonight's meeting. You can read the full agenda online now at torranceca.gov, and you can also tune in to the live meeting taking place beginning at 7 p.m. right here on our channel, online, and on the city's social media platforms. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, March marks Women's History Month, and this weekend we have the honor of sharing an exclusive interview with Jane Salick, the CEO of Polypeptide, and hear about her remarkable career in the biotech industry and how they got involved and shifted gears to meet the demands of the coronavirus pandemic. It's an incredible story you won't want to miss. Here's a sneak peek on what you'll see on Weekends in Torrance, airing this Friday.
What we're doing is changing the quality of people's lives forever. The Novavax vaccine, and it's already completed phase 3 with positive results in the UK. So the vaccine is changing people's lives throughout the world, and that's really an exciting field to be part of.
I can't wait to tune in for the full story. Thanks so much, Christine. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow as Leslie Robbins fills in for Christine Lee to bring you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.